Inside our garage we are trying to store our firewood, and we have made a construction here that is sort of split in two. And yesterday we had a little bit of an accident here. Half the our construction sort of loosened in the top, and we had to sort of temporarily put another beam in here to hold this wall so it doesn't collapse. My task is to fill up this side as quickly as I can before this whole thing collapses, so we can stabilize it, so we have equal weight on both sides of these of this temporary wall here. Before I can start filling up with the new firewood for next season, I first have to move the last dry firewood for this season out of the way. The only space available is my greenhouse. It's still early in the season, we are in March now, and there is nothing much happening in the greenhouse for a few more weeks. Now I have carried all the dry wood over into the greenhouse. It is all empty here on this side of the compartment. You can see here that it is this bulging out here from all the new firewood that we have put in on the right side of this compartment. And the wood on this side we have just filled up, and it needs to dry for the summer, so this will be ready to use in the autumn when the next winter starts. Problem that we have with our firewood storage is that we have mice in here during winter. See these black dots here are mouse droppings. So we kind of have to find a solution for that. We do have a cat, and our cat keeps bringing mice inside. So we have plenty of wood here that we need to prepare, and Murti has started chopping up a lot of it. So I am now starting carrying this lot into the garage. So I have done one stack and taking a break now, going in to eat something. So today I am spending my lunch carrying wood. Now I have almost done another row here. So we're almost up to 3 on this side. And that is stabilizing this bulging wall here a little bit more. So it didn't fall down yet, thank God. We have done some calculations and come to the conclusion that there is almost 4 cubic meters here space in this in these 2 compartments. And the thing with these logs that are so different in their shapes is that it's difficult to stack them closely enough. So that means that our calculation of the cubic meters are probably a little bit on the high side. We have less than 4 cubic here. On the other side, it is good for the ventilation of the wood. So it started snowing again, and I will try and get some more of this carried in before it gets covered. It really does feel like a never-ending task. Each day I carry the pile into the garage and stack it, and then Murti comes home and he chops more in the evening. So next day the pile is back again. So I went on to Google to try and find some information about what I could do to stop the mice from building their nests in our stack of wood in the garage. And what Google says is to use something that has a strong smell, like vinegar or peppermint. And I'm thinking vinegar is, I don't want to spill vinegar all over my garage. But I do have peppermint growing in my garden, and I do have some leftover dried peppermint from the winter. So I will try and sprinkle that all over the wood piles. And when the peppermint starts growing, I will also add a more fresh peppermint in there so it can slowly dry out. And we'll see if that helps. If you want to see how that goes, then stay tuned. There will be more videos for sure. I just stacked the last few logs on the floor in front of the area that we really designated for wood, and this does not have any support towards the garage. I shouldn't really do this, but it's just to get these logs out of the snow. Then we have to find another storage area, because the 3.5 cubic meters we have here is not going to be enough for the whole season. Our plan is that we need minimum of 8 cubic meters. That's what we think, to have enough firewood to heat the house for an entire winter season. That's approximately what we have used this season that we're just leaving now. We are in April. We're still heating with firewood. The last of our firewood now is that what I stacked in our greenhouse to be able to fit this new lot for next season. Now I have to get back to work, so I don't get too far behind. I will have to work this evening again. I have my peppermint here, and I'm ready to sprinkle this all over the firewood. I just realized it might be a little bit difficult to get the peppermint into the back where the mice sort of settles. So I'm just going to sprinkle it along the edges and on the top. Yeah, it smells peppermint. We have cleaned up our front yard a little bit, and my pile is back. And we have moved all the firewood over here. We get them for free. We don't have to pay for them. We only have to put in some time in transporting them here and processing them, then cutting them up in smaller chunks and stacking. If we calculate the 3.5 cubic we have in the garage, and my cat is coming, then we are still missing around 5.5, I think. 4.5. We were thinking the only space we really have available is this area here below the porch. Now I'm just stacking the wood here temporarily until we can get the situation sorted. I see that it's going to be quite a bit of work to convert this mess here into something, into a usable storage space. If we were to buy the firewood finished, chopped up and delivered straight to our house, we would have to pay about 1,500 kroners for 1 cubic meter. The logs in the garage is mainly pine. We do have some birch here in this stack and some ash, but that's a minority, which is approximately $150 per cubic meter. And when we need 8, minimum 8, that will be 12,000 Norwegian kroners, which is approximately $1,200 then. I thought it was going to be relatively easy to calculate how much money we could save by heating with firewood as compared to heating with only electricity. But that was not as easy as I thought. How much electricity we use for heating depends entirely on how cold it is, and that varies from year to year. Another factor that's making this very difficult to calculate is the fact that the price for the electricity is going up and down like crazy. The only really for sure number I have is the price for the firewood and how much we can produce ourselves. I will make for the next season now a spreadsheet and track all the numbers. So in about a year I will be able to have more accurate numbers with the actual prices that we've had. And now I am slowly I have to move my attention more over to the garden. We are now mid of April and I feel I'm a little bit late now with all the chores in the garden. So the next videos will for sure be about the garden, which is mainly what this channel is all about.